Assalamualaikum and hi. I hope everyone have a nice day. So today we are going to present our group project for HTF683 Management for Food Service Organization. But first, let me introduce our group member. My name is Fatina Bila and the other members are Nur Najwa, Nur Shamira and Nur Fitria. The titles for our presentation today are History, Growth and Development of Food Service Industry in Malaysia. Evolution that changed Malaysian perspective on food. Let's start our presentation with the first slide. The first slide is the history of food service industry in Malaysia. So what is food service? Food service is all of the food and beverage that we consume outside our house. The food service has been around for 1,000 years. The earliest record was during the Stone Age. Same goes to Malaysia. Even at the earliest era ago, we already have an individual who sells food that allow a different age group and income to buy it. Next, as we can see here, this is the Malaysia food service industry timeline. This timeline was made based on my experience at Wonder Food Museum in Penang, as we can find any research regarding the history of food service industry in Malaysia. As we can see in this timeline, the earliest time ago, people start selling food by walking and carrying the food at their shoulders and move from one place to one place. Next, we can see that people start selling food by using a bicycle with 3 wheels. The seller will pushing and pulling the belongings and selling from one place to another place. The next one is people start selling food by opening up the stall in the alley or beside the road. So now, let's moving on to the next slide. The next slide is the history of fast food in Malaysia. In the 1970s, the fast food outlet began making their appearance in Malaysia. The first KFC restaurant was opened up in the 1973 on Jalan Tengku Abdul Rahman. And in the 1982, the first McD outlet was opened up at the intersection of Jalan Sultan Ismail and Jalan Bukit Bintang. As we can see in the photos, this photo was taken at the official opening. We can see here that a lot of people was excited to try the McDonald's menu for the first time.
Next is the growth of food service industry. Food service industry in Malaysia grew positively as growing complexity and fortune among consumers. The economy of Malaysia also ongoing to grow as well as food service industry. It also has been growing quickly. The food service industry has been slowing down due to the effect of oil price that had been rising up, food prices that increasing and also the rising of transportation costs. Lastly, due to the fear of location, a low cost on setup and maintenance costs had caused an increasingly expanding number of stalls that were opened in Malaysia. This is based from Euromonitor 2010. For your information, in Kelang, Penang and Johor Bahru, they also serve a wide variety of food from international to local cuisine. It is accessible in almost all main towns, including that influence consumer demand and likings. Next, there are hundreds of thousands of food stalls that have been established in Malaysia. Small business and family-owned stalls tend to employ a small number of employees or workers. This is also includes an unpaid family member.
Development of food service in Malaysia. What and how food service has developed in Malaysia from the past time until now. Firstly, there are many branches of a food premises in a different location due to urbanization pattern and pattern of eating out among Malaysians. Urbanization has changed people's lifestyle. Most people who living in urban area are busy working and no time to eat at home. So food premises are their choices to get food. As a result, their area are full with the development of food premises. Currently, there are many urbanization areas and food premises take these chances to open more branches in different locations. High demand and loyal customers are the other reason why they open new branches in different locations too. Secondly, how technology develop food service in Malaysia. Technology develop good quality of services and on cooking equipment. First, we talk how technology increase good quality of services. Technology has increased the quality of services and make it more systematic and efficient, gain new experience among customers, save time and reducing time taken for queuing. Technology on ordering system help to increase the quality of services. For example, high-tech mobile ordering system, McDonald's self-service kiosk, and iPad ordering system. Customer just order the food directly through this platform and no need to long queue as usual. Some restaurants don't have wait staff anymore, like Great the Healthier Fast Food, who are using high-tech mobile ordering system only. Below is the picture of high-tech mobile ordering system and step of ordering process. Next slide is the picture of McDonald's self-service kiosk and iPad ordering system in Sake Sushi. Now, how about technology on cooking equipment develop food service in Malaysia? Technology in cooking equipment has increased food safety, save time, reduce labor costs, and optimize kitchen space. For example, Cook and Hold oven is smart oven which one of technology on cooking equipment. How does this oven works? It works by set it and forget it oven where no need to adjust the temperature naturally, where the oven automatically lower itself to a holding temperature after cooking is complete, so the food is not overcooking.
Food service industry in Malaysia had achieved a new evolution in the past 5 years that including the consumers' preferences, food trend, and current technology that helps the achievement in food service industry that also benefit to country's economy until now. How these factors influence the evolution towards food service industry? Firstly, the technology. Technology is the main factors that influence the evolution in food service industry. The technology adoption in food service industry can create both opportunities and consequences in a certain period of time. According to Deloitte, the data analytics and digital platforms offer an opportunities for the food service business to understand the consumer preferences, especially in a context of increasingly complex consumer dietary requirements. Meanwhile, the technologies such as mobile apps and health trackers make the customer more aware and conscious on the food that they consume towards their preferences. In the other side, on supply, they starting to change technology use from 3D printing to synthetic meat as a process to produce a food. The current technologies that known and famous among the customers is the online food delivery services that exist in 2017 until now. It is a platform that to provide an alternative for food provider to connect with the customer virtually in ordering foods to set the key competencies with other business. In example, GrabFood, Foodpanda and Bungkus Eat is the most famous online food delivery services in this current situation. Next, as the technology arises due to the urbanization and globalization, it is influenced the customer preferences. The technology could help in sharing a knowledge to provide customers with tools and application to seek out an information towards the food they consume that will affect in another time. It can be denied that the customer preferences will shift because of the hectic schedule. It is proof that over 50% of customers eating out at least once a week because of the time poor the customers eat according to Deloitte. As the result, the home cooking, home delivery of ready-to-eat meals and meal box becoming increasing consistently. Through the current situation, the food service business also play the main role to shift the customer preferences. They deliver a dining experience that offers more than just the taste. By these opportunities, the customer preferences will shift as they wanted to experience the new trends and keeping up to date on the specialty of the food. Last but not least, the food trend also one of the factors that influence in evolution in the food service industry. According to an article from the Star by Abirami Durai, shows in their headline that food trends in Malaysia show Malaysians are more health conscious. Through the headline, it can be told that the Malaysians shift their taste towards healthy food. This is because the consumers conscious with the health benefit and the effect of food on their lifestyle as their disposable income arise. In the other hand, the another trend is the growing demand for convenient meals that easy to prepare and also good to balance diet. The healthy foods that listed as an options such as oats, cereal bars and fruits. As a conclusion, it is shown that Malaysia also facing the revolution towards their food service industry, especially on food that affected by technology, consumer preferences and food trend that can change the people's perspective generally. Last but not least, I will present to you on how COVID-19 changes the food service industry. In December 2019, we are shocked by a news regarding to coronavirus disease or COVID-19 that exists in Wuhan, China. This virus is really worrying as it can cause deaths that have infected a million people around the world. According to World Health Organization (WHO), people that infected with coronavirus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover without requiring special treatment. This virus can spread through droplets of saliva from the nose when an infected person coughs and sneezes. The COVID-19 virus started spread in Malaysia since January 2020. After the number of infected people rapidly increased day by day, the government decided to conduct a movement control order (MCO) to entire state of Malaysia to reduce the risk of infections. Due to this event, many industries were hit by the impacts, especially to food service industry, travel and tourism industry, and hospitality industry, as the traveling international and domestic was not allowed. So, how COVID-19 changes the food service industry in this current situation. As the government conduct the Movement Control Order (MCO), the food service industry changes their service styles. To obey the Standard Operation Procedures (SOP), most of the food service industry such as fast food restaurants and independent food establishments have to change their service styles to delivery services as the people did not allow to dine in or take away to maintain the physical and social distancing. According to Salad the delivery applications such as Foodpanda, GrabFood and Bungkus Eat had doubled up their own income as it was a platform for ordering food. In the meantime, the restaurants itself provided their own ordering and delivery systems that can be reduced the fees and charge rather than delivery application. The delivery services become a new norm to people for reducing the risk of infection and to obey the SOP guidelines. Furthermore, the food service industry also forced to shorten the menus. Due to the restrictions, the people are not allowed to dine in or take away for temporary to prevent the risk of infections between the employers and customers. They forced to shrink their menus that mainly concern on speed and deliverable. Besides that, they have to survive with the food supply if any consequences happen in a period of time with simpler preparation and ingredients yet tasty. Lastly, the COVID-19 virus also changed the consumer behaviors in food service industry. After a few months, the government conduct the Movement Control Order (MCO) that involved many industry. They decided to resume the MCO as the active cases more controllable and to prevent the economic become worse due to this restriction. They loosened the restrictions for the dine-in and take-away services. Nevertheless, if the restaurant or food premises open for dine-in and take-away, the customers tend to stay at home and eating healthy or ordering food. This is because most of the customers come from a family that can cause high risk on the infection as the COVID-19 virus is an unprecedented disease. It shows that the people's aware about eating healthy and other safety too. As the conclusion, the COVID-19 virus is an unprecedented situation that can change the every sectors and industry, especially in food service industry, to become more alert and prepared to face any circumstances that can hit a high risk to their business.
Next is the type of leadership skills in food service industry. Leadership is a critical component of any business organization, growth and success. In a simple word, effective leadership skills and characteristics ensure organizational performance. Leaders need to act as a manager, role model, problem solver, motivator, and a manager of day-to-day operation. The first leadership skills that we have here is a good manager can influence worker. Imagine if the manager has no authority to make a decision, the manager will be unable to create a climate in which work can be performed. In turn, the manager will not enjoy the respect and acceptance that creates influence. Second, a good manager needs to have a positive attitude. Maintaining a positive attitude is probably one of the most critical leadership traits to cultivate if you are in the food service industry. The tone you set affect for good or bad your customer and your staff. If you're personally having a bad day, think of yourself at the workplace as you were on stage and be professional. Third, combine a mission orientation. A good manager knows how to combine a focus on task getting the job done with a commitment to helping employees to achieve their personal goals. If a supervisor only concentrates on a task, employees may feel that they are not appreciated for their skills and interests. But on the other hand, if the manager only concentrates on making the employees feel comfortable and fostering a pleasant work environment, the task for the group that responsible may not be accomplished. So, it is important to balance both of it. So, in conclusion, all managers, including restaurant manager, need a good leadership skill to be success. Leadership may be inherited, but the right candidate can learn to be a good leader by always improving their leadership skills.
For the strategy that we need to implement is on how well we train our employees so that we can provide an excellent services. This is very much needed in a quick service restaurant and also in a fine dining restaurant. This is because in providing services in fine dining, a waiter must have an idea on how to serve the guests, such as water needs to be poured and refilled from the right. While for a fast food restaurant, we need to be quick and smart during our working hours. Next is encouraging an effective communication between staff members. In giving a great and good services, we should have a consistent and effective communication between all of our staff members. For example, a good and fluent communication between the wait staff and kitchen staff will ensure that the timely services that will be provided for the food to be prepared. The third one is ensuring an accurate wait timing. One of the reasons that led to poor service restaurant is related to timing. We should inform the customer about the wait time to avoid any wait timing situation. This could be avoided by informing them on your lateness to serve a certain item. As a service provider, we can also keep them busy during the wait time. For example, give them a light complimentary such as iced tea, or it could be a simple and light bread.
Then, how you can implement the effectiveness of good services by deal with customer complaints and concern with responsive and reply with politeness. It shows that you concern and listening to them. Acknowledge customer complaints, respond immediately, offer freebies, and encourage feedback and bring changes are the example how you respond to customer complaints with positive way. Last but not least, maintaining hygiene and cleanliness in the restaurant is the most important things because it gives positive impressions of restaurant from the customer perspective. You must follow safety and hygiene standard to maintain good condition in your restaurant. Not only that, you able to serve safety and hygiene food to the customers.